Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again for another video devotional. I wanted to read to you from one of my favorite books of the Bible, in James chapter 1 verses 2 through 3, New International Version. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Um, the book of James has always been one of my favorite books of the Bible. Just rated really the favorite, top favorites. And I really like the book of James and how blunt it is and just how to the point. It doesn't beat around the bush. And this past month, our church started a new sermon series, and it's actually going to go all the way through the summer through the book of James. And I was really excited about this, just going through it uh, verse by verse, chapter by chapter. And what came up in the very first sermon was this passage. And, it really just got me thinking as we talked about it, as it was being preached. I've always, just appreciated James' approach here. And when in the first sermon, the idea just really hit me. Hearing that, when James says, "Consider pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds," and this isn't saying that God wants you to be happy when some tragedy strikes your life. If you lose your job, if you lose your marriage, or if your marriage is in serious trouble, if a family member passes away, some tragedy, some terrible tragedy that you deal with in life. We're not told that we have to be joyful because of that, but we need to be joyful in the fact that God is going to work through us and in us, and bring joy in through our lives, and that we can still have joy in life, even though we're experiencing the trial and the things that God is going to do in us. God's not asking us to be happy about the horrible things. I mean, who's going to wake up? Who's going to wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm so happy this happened to me, that this terrible thing, uh, you know, came into my life." Um, God does work through all things to the better in His kingdom. He will use the pain. He will use whatever situation you're going through, but it doesn't mean um, that what we're going through we have to be happy about it. And as I sat there and just listened to this sermon, I thought how so many people in life, uh, hence the title of this devotional, "Why?" The question of why. So many people when they go through hard times, they ask the question why. I've asked why, probably a million times. Nobody is immune to this question. Even the greatest Christian leaders that there are alive ask the question why. They get frustrated, they get upset. None of us are immune to this questioning, and it's completely normal and human. It shows we're human when we go through the questioning stage. Why? The question of why, when we go through that time, it can be a deal breaker. Why? The question why can be a deal breaker, because people will shake their fist at God and get mad. Why did you let this happen? Why are you letting me go through this? Why are you taking this from me? And God can handle those questions. The question that we have to wrestle with is, are we going to just keep questioning why and not accept what has happened? That is hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It is hard to accept when a tragedy hits us. And we get frustrated and wonder why God's letting it happen. And in this sermon was really cool because we were faced with the question of, not with the question, but with thought of, instead of asking the question why, we should instead ask God, what are you trying to do through me? What are you trying to teach me? How are you trying to help me grow? So if we can effectively shift our focus to just praying to God and asking Him to work in our hearts and help us grow in our faith, we can get through it. But if we're going to continue to shake our fist at God, get mad, shake our fist at God, and have bitterness with Him for a long time, that's going to create a real bottleneck in our relationship with Him, and it's going to make it hard to grow. So, a lot of people, they walk away from the faith because they get so angry. So, having the anger and questioning is not wrong, but we got to decide what we're going to do in that situation. Are we, are we gonna let God help us and grow through it, or we're gonna ask why for a long, long time and get mad and get better? So why can be a deal breaker, and I hope that for us, when we go through tragedies, very hard times, that we find the strength to get through and to have our faith strengthened in God and to make it through. Um, Hard times, they're difficult to get through, and we have to make the decision if we're just going to shake our fist at God and get mad and stay mad, or if we're going to get through it with Him and accept what has happened and let Him help us grow in our faith. So I hope this has encouraged you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.